Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Town of Austining Legislative Meeting for May 2nd, 2023. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So I'd like to apologize for the technical difficulties that we're having. Couldn't be helped. Anyway, all right. So this weekend, 3 Austining volunteers will be honored at New York's, never mind. Will be honored at New York's annual Volunteer Spirit Awards. They will be honoring Mr. Carlos Caprio for all of his outstanding work with Austining Padres Hispanos, Ms. Carolyn Vaness for her noble work with the Westchester Hospice Center, and Mr. Sam Nadal, Austining High School student, for his incredible work recycling computers and giving back to the community. We thank them for their volunteer service. Also this weekend, Senate Hook and Ladder will be honoring Mr. Greg Camp and thanking him for his 50 years of dedicated service to the Austining Fire Department. Last Friday, the town and village of Austining, along with the Austining School District, celebrated Arbor Day by planting 5 native trees around the bus stop on Spring Street. One of those trees was dedicated to the memory of Reginald Lafayette, Reggie, who was well known for encouraging and supporting minorities and women to run for political offices throughout the county, making sure that the legislative bodies reflected the demographics of the communities. His smiling face and welcoming attitude as I ran for my first office will never be forgotten. Please join us in celebrating village resident Dr. George W. Hill with the honorary street naming of Academy Place and State Street on Saturday, May 6th at 2:30 p.m. Dr. Hill was a trailblazing physician, the first Black physician on regular attending staff anywhere in Westchester, and always said that one of his main goals was to make sure that the Black community had access to good medical care. All right. As a reminder, this week in the 2023, this week is 2023 Municipal Clerks Week through April 30th. April 30th through May 6th. It will be the 54th annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week. That's from our former deputy clerk. She's funny. Okay, May 6th is a big day. The Riverkeeper Sweep Cleanup will have 4 locations in Austining. One will be at Ryder Park from 9 to 11. It will be vine cutting. Bring good boots and vine cutting tools. Riverkeeper will also have a cleanup at Lewis Ingle Park, the Croton Aqueduct meeting at Gerlach Park from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and the Sing Sing Kill also in the morning. This Saturday, May 6th, also is the Austining Public Library Discover and Shop for Handmade Gifts Perfect for Mom from the local artists and makers of the Northeast Etsy Artist Collective. You will find a curated selection of jewelry, original artwork, cards, soaps, bath products, accessories, and more. You can also go to where I will be, join the rally to save the river on Saturday, May 6th, starting 2 p.m. at the Cortland Waterfront Park. It's a rally to stop Indian Point's Holtec from dumping 1 million gallons of radioactive water into our Hudson River. Green Austining will also be having their tag sales throughout the community on May 6th. So it's a busy day. Do any of my colleagues have anything? Oh. No, there was one more. I think on Thursday, Shadamuck has a historical lecture hosted by Ferry Swoops. That looked really good and I don't have it in front of me, so I apologize. Okay, so yesterday afternoon, there was an incident of a sign that had a racial slur in the village of Austining. The mayor wrote a memo about it in her mayor's update. I wholeheartedly agree and couldn't write it any better. So I would like to read her feelings, which they convey my feelings as well. And I'm sure most of my board or all of my board. Sorry. All right. First, foremost, we want to express the sincerest heartfelt sympathy for the distress this has caused the members of our community. Acts of hate, discrimination, and racism have no place in our village. We are committed to ensuring the safety and well-being of all of our residents. We are taking this incident very seriously. We have initiated an official investigation and are working closely with local law enforcement to identify those responsible for this reprehensible act. We will make every effort to hold the perpetrators accountable for their actions. And Ossining, and it goes on to say, Ossining, I'm calling on all of you. We need to have deliberate, direct conversations with our friends, colleagues, employees, and families about being decent individuals who are civil and accepting of one another. We need to denounce racism as it is wrong, hateful, hurtful, and has no place in Ossining. We take these situations very seriously and want to provide the best environment for all of our residents to feel safe and secure. We can't control things nationally or regionally, but let's positively influence the course of that Ossining takes in the following days, months, and years. And if you ever see of or hear of someone involved in a racially hateful incident, please contact the police, 914-941-4099. And if anyone has questions or concerns or would like to discuss this further, do not hesitate to contact the village board, me, or any of the representatives. Thank you. I'm sure. I couldn't have said that better. That conveys my feelings pretty exactly. So, all right, with that, we are unfortunately not going to be joined for our departmental report and update on our new playgrounds because the superintendent of Recreation and Park, Bill Garrison, got called away. He will be joining us in the next few weeks. And so we are going to move on to Mr. Aaron Spring, who is going to be doing a presentation on the tribute banner program that we are looking at for the town of Ossining. So thank you, Mr. Spring.
Thank you. Honorable Supervisor, esteemed council members, I appreciate your service and I thank you for your time tonight. I know you have a busy agenda, so I'll just take a few minutes. I'm sure you've traveled throughout various parts of the county, Yorktown, Harrison, Cortland, upstate New York. You see in these places, Carmel is another municipality that comes to mind. You see in these places amongst public roads, telephone poles and other poles, you see banners that are dedicated to veterans. And they all are the same in character. They're all uniform. And the reason for this is there's a national program called the Hometown Heroes Project. And basically towns and municipalities use this program to honor their veterans. So you basically put this project in the hands of a civic group, the VFW, the American Legion. In Eastchester, it's the Girl Scouts. In Cortland, the town actually helps out with it, not financially, but they help with the administrative end of it. Then local residents of the municipality sponsor a banner. So it costs the taxpayers no money whatsoever. This is typically done by family members. You know, if your grandfather served in World War II and is still alive, or rather, let's say Korean War, that's a more realistic example, and is still alive in, let's say, the village of Croton, then you can sponsor to have them honored on a pole in the village of Croton. I just really quickly before I move on, do you guys know what I'm talking about, the banners? So I apologize, I don't have any presentation here today, but I can send you some materials as well. And I think Martha had
We distributed, yes.
thank you. Yeah, Martha's awesome. So thank you to Martha. I know she's not here, but she did a lot of good work on this as well. So I would like to get this implemented in the town of Ossining. I'd be happy to help, chair it or serve on a committee, work with, I'm a member of the Sons of the American Legion. I'd be happy to work with both American Legion posts, South Highland and Crotonville, as well as any civic groups that would want to be involved. As I said, in Eastchester, the Girl Scouts handle this project, and family members of veterans work with them and pay them or pay for the banners to then be implemented. This Hometown Heroes project. You upload the pictures with them, you send them all the materials they need, they print out the banners, they send it to the municipality. That's why you'll notice they're all uniform in their character. So I'm happy to help with something like this, and I ask that you guys consider doing this for our veterans. We wouldn't have a country today if it wasn't for our veterans, and I think it's something nice to do to honor them and make our town continue to look beautiful. So I appreciate your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Who is in charge of actually, I'm looking at the picture. Who is in charge of actually? Oh, right. Hi. Who is in charge of actually installing these on the poles? Like, is it, do you know who does it with different municipalities?
I think it varies. I know in Eastchester, it's more of a private work, if you will. The Hometown Heroes give you instructions on how to do this. There's like a whole kit on how to put it up. I believe it's like zip ties, and they show you how to do all that. And then other parts, like I said, Cortland, they help more with the administrative role. So I believe there's actual town involvement there.
Okay.
I'll get you a depiction of everybody in Westchester and see what they do.
Okay. I'm only asking, I'm looking at the picture on the website right now. And, it's going to take someone that has the ability to like go up high enough on the pole to install it.
Yeah, I probably want our municipal workers to help.
So if that's also a factor of the cost, we're happy to implement that in too, if we're going to go with municipal workers, because we don't want to take any taxpayer dollars. So we could just implement that price in whatever the banner is, plus installation, and pass that on to the sponsor. I think that would be a good route.
Any questions?
No, I think it's a great idea. Is there any rules or guidelines that we need that the hero, what's the program? Who runs the program?
It's the Hometown Heroes program. It's a national
So
program.
they must have some guidelines and stuff like that, right? That we can get to review? to see?
Yeah, I believe the only qualifications are that the person served in one of the 5 branches of the military and resides in that municipality.
And they make the banner and send it out and then
Yep.
they're done.
Yep, you just upload the picture, it's a service picture. It could be them, for their official portrait. It could be them in, a pose that they're doing. There's all different ones. You send it to them and then they make the banner.
Okay, I mean, it could be somebody who's passed on as well. but
Sure,
Used to reside.
Sure, 100%. Absolutely.
And I guess one of the other things to think about is.
Microphone. So,
uh,
don't worry about it.
I'm gonna talk really loud.
Yeah.
Where is the focus going to be on the unincorporated area of the town? Because presumably, if the villages wanted to implement a similar program, or we could reach out to the villages and see if the board was interested in doing that, to see if there wanted to be some sort of joint program. But,
I did have a conversation with the mayor earlier and a brief one with the village manager. And we're going to be the ones taking the lead and listening and deciding if it's something that we're interested in. I think they will strongly consider if the town goes ahead to follow suit.
And
so
I'm
you're talking about the village of Boston.
Village of Austining. So
I'm meeting with the mayor of Briarcliff in a couple weeks.
Okay.
He likes the idea, obviously, he has to run it by his board. But my guess is if the town and village of Austining follow suit, I can't imagine why the village of Briarcliff Manor wouldn't as well. So I'm also happy to help with the other
Uniform look.
municipalities, 100%. Because we can get North State Road, Pleasantville Road, it would look nice, and then obviously village streets in Austining.
yeah, I mean, I think it's important to remember and the sacrifices that our veterans have made. And I think it's a good look to, it's a good community binding, tribute to those who've served. So I like the idea.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's great. Thanks for taking it on. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. So I'll
Just one question, Aaron. Do they do, is it restricted? We could put 2 members on one poll? 'Cause I mean, I don't know. how
I've
many
never
polls are.
seen
Never
that.
right?
I've
So
never
it's one
seen it.
member per poll.
Yeah.
Most likely, right?
we could ask. I mean, I've just never seen
Never
that.
seen it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
If you have
Okay,
2
good.
family members, we can make sure the poles are near each other.
All right, good. Great idea. Great idea.
Well, if you also recall, last year when we had the Chocolate Sky, the Rinaldi subdivision, we had a whole list of a lot of names of people who were deceased veterans. So it may be helpful. I know Michael O'Connor was.
Yeah, we need somebody to sponsor. So that would be a lot of fundraising. Because we're trying not to take it out of the taxpayer's pocket.
Of course, but
So,
just to understand how many, to Angelo's point, you know, if we're doubling up,
How many-
how many people are we talking about here?
one thing I noticed in Cortland is they keep it up for 1 year. So I think if they have a list of, too many, then, you do X amount for a year, you run out of polls. Presumably we won't, but if we did, we could always, put them off to the next year and rotate it in that way.
Yeah, no, that would be my suggestion as well. You could also segregate it by war. You might have World War II year, Korean War year, Vietnam War year. I mean, those wars took a lot of manpower, obviously, and a lot of people from Ossining served. So it might just so happen that you have 200 or 300 from just one era. So that might not be another way to do it, just
Right.
by war or by decade and go that route.
Financial ability. Just saying. All right, so we'll pursue this and get more details. Okay, great. Thank you so much for presenting this, Aaron. I've seen it in other communities and I'm really glad you brought it to our attention. And moreover, unlike some other projects, you are willing to help spearhead it as you do so many other things in the community. And it's noticed and it's appreciated what a difference you make in the community. And I think this is just one more thing that we're going to be thanking you for.
Thank you. I appreciate your support and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Good night.
All right. So, have a good
Thank you,
night.
Aaron.
We are going to adjourn, not having our departmental report. So have a good evening, everyone. We do have a pretty busy meeting next week and bigger topics to talk about in the upcoming work sessions. So thank you. Have a good night. And we are going to adjourn into executive session for advice of counsel, personnel, and contracts. Thank you. Motion,
So moved.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.